Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Doctor, and for today we are going to be reviewing a very special, let's just say off-brand in the words of Lost Pause. Thank you very much, Noble. You're fucking awesome. We are going to be reviewing something very special along the lines of the name Overflow, as you can see by the title. So let's jump right into this, because this is a long motherfucker. Let me pull out my trusty dusty notebook. Alright. Starting off, this is made by Shueisha. I would like to say that it's called Shueisha, given the fact that it would have a similar name as the original. Well, I think it's a producing company, but it may be pronounced differently. I don't know. As you can see, I'm white. Now, this particular one-episode series is a whopping 44 minutes and 26 seconds long. Unfortunately, I did not post the amount of tags that are in it, given the fact that it's probably 10 or less. Let's give or take 3. Notable tags in this you will see are schoolgirl, harem, and incest. Let me clarify that the incest portion of it is rather ambiguous, because it's more along the lines of incredibly good friends that met when they were very young. Plus, you know, the Oni-chan sort of thing happens a lot in these sorts of series, but let's get right into it. Now, the plot begins with the main character entering his house to where he finds both his sister and childhood friend. You could really make the case that either is each one, because they both refer to him as Oni-chan, but I digress. After going in about it, the guy meets after his part-time job, and they just got off their schooling situation. To which case, the main character goes to take a bath, and both the women walk in and ask them why he's not using the special bath salts that were given to him. One of them, this gets a little complicated because I can refer to them. I'll be referring to one as sister and the other as friend. And alright, let me go ahead and see how I wrote this in my notes, because articulating stuff is not my strong suit. Fuck, there's a lot. Try to set it up. They both try to set it up for him as his friend obliges while the other gets the stuff to set him up. A lewd bath situation occurs while the, I believe, friend is the one that starts off the entire thing. And you may well notice that the first scene starts at around 4 minutes in and lasts to around the 5.5 minute mark in a bathtub scenario. Now, what you will be noticing is that the amount of animation that's done in this first series is ridiculously good. There are, what I've been complaining about for the past few ones, dynamic scenes where different gravitational effects are taken in with each character, such as certain jiggle physics that go along with the body. Hair moves as the character moves. Parts of the body react as they move, and scenes are very well done with the physics that are applied to each one. There's also no repeating scenes or repeated audio. Oh, and it falls into none of the pit traps, which is a ridiculously high upgrade from what we've been doing. I know there's a meme out there somewhere that says, what's better? The fight that happened in the 3rd season of, what's it called? 7 Deadly Sins? And incest hentai? This is the incest hentai that has better animation. Alright, along with that, the scene ends and the main character goes to sleep, in which case he's in a bed which he is sharing with his sister and the friend. He then falls asleep, but wakes back up to say that he wants to, quote, go again. And both of them are sitting opposite sides of him, but both of them are wearing the same hoodie, so he reaches over towards one, compliments them, and then starts to initiate, and then finds out that it's the wrong girl. He's going after the, quote, sister of the bunch, even though sister is a subjective term when they're both just really, really long friends. The next scene then kicks in at around 7 minutes and 40 seconds in and lasts to around the 10 minute mark on the dot. Now let me get a better grip because the bottom of it is a little fucky. or whatever I'm doing right now. Afterwards, the next day comes up and he leaves and comes back home to run into the sister that he had just gotten with the previous night. She's obviously mad at him for doing something so out of the blue. They then make up for a small amount of time, and around the third scene kicks in to the 13.5-minute mark, and then lasts till 15 minutes and 20 seconds in. A little weird, but the quality starts to dip around this point. You can definitely tell this was supposed to be split into a bunch of different episodes, but they just decided to push it together. I feel like it hopes that it draws you in with a good animation in the beginning, and then slowly tapers off. Although it doesn't fall into any pit traps, at least not now. After the scene concludes, he claims to have never seen the girl again, but it's odd because she just doesn't appear for a little bit. It's kind of like him focusing on the friend for at least a quarter, for an amount of the time, while he tries to, like, what did I do to piss her off? Even though, having sex out of the blue kind of, like, messes with your ideas and what's going on. It then moves into, Jesus fuck, I took a lot of notes on this one. They then compete in a, he then goes to help the, quote, friend study along while she's doing it. She decides to have some snacks along the way, which, of course, happens to be, the alcoholic forms of chocolate. And then gets kind of tipsy. I have no idea how much alcohol is in those things, but Jesus Christ. She then gets a little bit tipsy, and then initiates with him, as he's worrying about what's happening. The next scene concludes at starts at the 18-minute mark, and lasts till the 20-minute and 50-ish seconds in. Lower quality, but no pitfalls, as per usual. They discuss how they're going to make up to the sister, as there's an upcoming sports festival along the way. They then continue on until they go to meet at the sports festival, in which case he runs into the sister. The sister is noticeably awkward around them and kind of pissed off. Kind of like a hentai tsundere sort of action. It then cuts to the performance of all the people, the cheerleaders and all the females, dancing and showing off a lot of what they can do, kind of cheerleader style. The main character, then goes to confront the sister, and finds it a little odd that she hasn't been responding to a lot of things, in which case, she explains what's going on about how she was nervous to be around him, that she wouldn't live up to any of the expectations that have gone along, and they make up for the period. They then start to get together, people start coming into the locker room, and they hide in a locker, in which case, locker sex, starting at the 24-minute and 30-second period, and lasting till the 26-minute and 5 seconds. They then make up even further, participate in an event after the friend, and takes the main character away to an empty classroom to profess her interest in him. She kind of knows that he has an interest in the sister, but is also understanding that they want to get together, so it's interest, not love. Another scene comes in at around the 29-minute and 15-second mark, and then ends at the 31-minute and 40-second mark. Noticeably a little bit lower quality, but still, it's much more than passable. They all meet up at home and discuss their plans. He then wakes up the next morning to see that the sister character is making breakfast in nothing but an apron. Exactly what you think happens. 34 minutes in and 45 seconds, till 36 minutes and 50 seconds. Kitchen sex. Nice. They all head to an indoor pool for some ecchi related scenes. I'm guessing if you've seen any sort of anime, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And then another scene starts and concludes at the 40-minute and 40-second mark, all the way down to 42 minutes and 15 seconds in. there's kind of a harem-style ending where he is now in the company of these beautiful girls, and he lives with them. So the ending concludes there. Unfortunately, there is no other episodes to this, of which I kind of want to see where it would go. Now, let's get into the ratings of it, so I can help out with the speedy makings of these videos. Now that I have them all pre-recorded, and I can actually have them all set up in a few days. The animation, in the beginning, breathtaking. Better than any hentai I've ever seen. But it tampers off just a little bit. If we were counting the beginning of it, I would say this is a 10 out of 10 easy animation. But due to the fact that it slopes a little, I'm actually going to change one of the scores on here and say that it's an 8 out of 10. I had written 7, but 8 for the fact that it is breathtaking in the beginning, and really is serviceable past that point. More than serviceable past that point, mind you. The characters are funny and distinct, even though they have very basic, tropey sort of attitudes. One being tsundere, the other one being childhood friend. If you've watched Doki Doki Literature Club or played it, just YouTubers or yourself actually doing it, you know who I'm talking about. It leads to around a 7 out of 10, given the fact that they actually have personalities and they're not here to just be, fucksticks. It then goes along to plot, the thing that everybody's waiting for. Now there's a decent enough love triangle style to it, with harem uses with the hentai tag. If a harem and hentai get together, then it actually leads to what should be in most harem scenarios. But since the fact there's only 2, they actually use a lot of different ways, given the fact that it does have very vanilla-esque themes, but it's not overall labeled as vanilla in any way. It is damn good, and I would recommend it to just about anybody, giving it an 8 out of 10 on the plot scenario. Now, overall, I'd say this is a solid 8 out of 10. With the length and the amount of scenes that are in it, damn worth it. The beginning is the best, but would still recommend the rest. Now, that's it for today. I would like to thank each and every one of you for coming and watching this series. This has been a blast to make, and I love setting these up for you guys. Until next time, I have not been the Red Sun. I have been the Doctor. I don't know why it's getting harder to say that. I have been the Doctor. I am going to be here for a while, so expect nothing less. Yes. Till next time, wash your hands, because it's still dirty outside and everybody needs to. Make sure that you're safe, because we all need to be safe every once in a while. More now than ever. And just don't be a dick. There's already too many of them. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.